Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm going to give it a few minutes before I start. So I have an update report. Mr. Lele is doing much better, and that's a good thing. I'm so happy about it. He's doing so much better. I'm going to wait a few minutes and see. All right. Okay. So I'm waiting a minute to see if anyone is going to come on. If not, I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right. And go from there. I won't be long, I promise. No more than about 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. All right. So, okay. So, I know you, if you see the, when you came on to go see, even if it's just to see what it's about, you saw the word narcissistic. And I deal with that environment, that spirit a lot. I deal with it on my job. I deal with it in my home. It's just too much. But I'm going to be okay. So as I was driving home tonight, I went to get my hair done. So as I was coming in to the house, well, even before that, I was sitting in the beauty chair getting my hair done. I was thinking about, is it all worth it? All this working and all this stuff, is it really worth it? And so I'm still standing. And so I was just thinking about, sometimes you just want to know, just like not what you get here and there, but you want to see a bigger picture of what is to come. Is it going to be all right? Is it going to get better? And when you work with people that are narcissistic, they have no heart. It seems like they're the most heartless, most selfish, self-centered people. And you're working with them and you're thinking, well, maybe they'll see my heart and maybe somehow I'll affect their life. But when a person is set in their ways, no matter what you do or say, unless that person wants to change, they're not going to change. I don't care if Jesus comes and stand in the middle of the floor and have every evidence, every receipt. Unless that person wants to change, they will not change. But what we can't do is allow their hard-heartedness and their mindsets to affect how we live. We can't let them kill off our dreams. We can't let their behavior cause us to come out of character and to walk in a different behavior, especially when we work so hard to come to this place where we forgave. We come to this place where we love and we want to do right. We can't let a narcissistic mindset, a person that's always thinking about themselves, they have no respect, regards for anyone else, to affect how we treat our children. I don't know if you have a narcissistic relationship, if you work around narcissistic people, if you have a boss that's narcissistic, no matter how many errors they make, these people that operate in this mindset, no matter how much you continue to try to endure the pain, endure the disappointments, they find something else to add to it. It's like it's a constant building to try to tear down your morale, try to tear down your mindset, trying to tear down your vision, right? And so we can't let people change us. I'm trying to be careful what I share, how I share, not what I share, but how I share, because of the fact that it's not fear. Trust me, I'm not afraid of no one. I told someone that a little while ago. I learned to not be afraid of nothing, not even a bill collector. No, nothing. I'm not even afraid. I am not, and I'm humble when I say that because I live with them. My mother, case in point, was an narcissistic mind. I didn't know that. I didn't know why I wanted to get in psychology. And then I realized I wanted to understand why. It's like, for example, you go and have kids and you're jealous of them. What kind of mind is that? You have these beautiful babies and they're looking like you. They're coming out looking like you. So maybe one got some of your characteristics, another one. And all of a sudden, as they develop and the beauty of them, you begin to wonder, like, why you hate me so much? You go to your job and all they did was hire you to work, so you go in and you work and it's always something wrong with you, and you're like, how do you hate me so much? You get in a relationship with someone and they just love you, everything, and then when you begin to mature and you grow and begin to say, no, this is not acceptable anymore. No, I can't. I can't let you continue to control my joy, control my happiness. They're like, something wrong with you, and you're like, what is wrong with me? That everything's That's what a narcissistic mindset does. They always want to take their wrong and they want to project it on you. They turn the trajectory of the whole issue, which is really them. The truth is they're not good with money. Then they go and wow their life out and they forget that they have responsibilities. You would think that a person that love you would see the cares and the needs, and but a person that's self-centeredness, that's all narcissism is. It's about me, myself, and I. It's not about the children. It's not about the house. It's not about the future. It's about what makes me happy, and you get in my way, I'm going to harm you, to the point where they want to abuse you verbally. It don't have to be a physical abuse. It could be verbal abuse. But whatever the case is, it's never their fault. They never see. Even when you get to a place where you try to address the thing that you see as the big elephant in the room, they'll find themselves turning that conversation. As a matter of fact, when you hear you all the way out, before you know it, they turn the arrow on they think that you're piercing them with, and they turn it on you. They tell you that you're crazy, that you're talking like a foolish person, that you're talking crazy, that your mind, something wrong with your mind. And they're always trying to find ways to belittle you. And so we got to learn how to cater to ourselves. It's not being selfish, but if we continue to let people berate us, they continue to let us beat us down, they keep making us think that we got to change something. I remember my first marriage I was in. I loved him. I did. I loved him. I would give him the shoes off my feet. I would give him the hair off my head if it would cause his world to be better. But no matter how much love and how much a dedication I had in the marriage, it never was enough. He had become addicted to porno. He was going off to be with a hooker, and then I supposed to forgive that. And it was always like something was wrong with me, to the point we was watching a catwalk, and I can't remember the model's name now, but Naomi Campbell was one of the ones on the thing, and one of the ladies was so skinny, and I said, she's so skinny, and he said to me, yeah, I thought I was gonna cry. I'm not. He says, "Cause you so fat." And I turned around and looked like we just got married. Where'd that come from? And it just went from there. So I was taking an apple, a medium-sized apple, cut it in half, and I would have 6 to 8 glasses of water, a piece of the apple in the morning, a piece of the apple in the afternoon, and I would ride the stationary bike for 2 to 3 hours to keep my legs toned. And I'm trying to fit this image that this mindset he had was saying that I was never good enough and that everything I did was wrong. Unless he approved it, it wasn't good. That's what they do. As a matter of fact, they do it so much that you find that your children, if you have any, begin to carry on the same. Mama, you shouldn't wear that skirt. You should wear that skirt. Your legs a little big in that skirt. And you're like, how did an innocent mind just get to this point where it's becoming just to berate me. And it's like you're walking on eggshells. I don't know if anyone will see this video or even understand it, but it's like your life is consisted of a bad stomach ache all the time, months, days, and years that you're in this situation. And it's like, I can't breathe. I mean, even when nobody's watching me, I'm not in that environment. Maybe at the grocery store, I'm wondering what these people behind the cash register thinking. And as I'm trying to shop for something to cook, I'm wondering, if I got this, will he think that I'm being a gluttony? I mean, it can be your mother. It's like you go and you get all A's, you make a B, and before you know it, not to just even bring up some of their areas that they needed to improve themselves because you're a child. But what you mean 3 A's and why is that a bad thing when you didn't even finish 8th grade? But you don't talk to your parents like that. But when you've been conditioned in that type of environment, you find yourself not catering you no more. You're catering to everybody else. And they say, oh, you're just doing too much because you want to organize home. You want your world to be where it makes sense. And then if you ask, hey, can you help me to keep it this way? You'll berate it. You just do too much. And then they'll go, and if you share anything about your past, they'll take that and they'll slang it at you because they're trying to cut your spirit down. But I want to tell you, men, women, children, whoever watch this, never disrespect your parent. If you're going through something, and I didn't go into depth, I may do it tomorrow, but right now I just wanted to get this started. But when you at a place where your stomach is in knots when they come around, when you can't even, you've been thinking straight for the last 6 hours, and the 7 hours they there, all of a sudden you just dropping stuff, you can't get your thoughts together, you find yourself nervous. It's because you around that poison. You're around that poison. Even on your job, you got people, no matter how much they're blessed on the job, they can get raises, whatever, they still find a reason to whine and complain and to make your environment so polluted and so poisonous that you find yourself like you just want to go and cringe in the chair. And when you try to bring reason and say, well, you should look at the benefits, the blessing of what you. Then they raise their voice, and you being in a place of leadership, you can't raise yours back at them because that makes you look, like you don't have it together. But I basically want to just come before I get off here just to tell you, listen, catering yourself doesn't mean that you go take the rent money, you go and you just splurge, go get you a $500 a week. What it means is you begin to take and you find this place of peace. You ask God to set you in a place in your center. Just get you somewhere in the house. It don't even have to be in the tub. I don't know about you, but you can have a hot tub of bubbling water with bubble bath, and the doors being banged on the whole time. It's like you have no space, right? Find somewhere. If you have to go do a walk for about 5 minutes just to go and refeed yourself the truth to you. I am competent. There's nothing wrong with my mind. No, I'm not crazy. No, that those words are not going to stay with me. I'm not that person my mother said I was. I'm not that person that husband said I was. I am more than that. And so you begin to cater. I took out time today, tired as I was, and I went to do something I had put off almost a month. I went and got my hair done because it was so embarrassing coming to these lives and doing these videos, and I was in a real place, but I still have to fight this right here that I'm just putting myself second. And I said, I gotta start catering me, because after a while you'll find yourself not wanting to bathe as much. You'll find yourself popping pills or putting a pill. And like, I'll tell you what I used to do. Can I just be honest? I used to get a muscle relaxer, a Flexeril, and I would take 2 Benadryls and mix it together, and I go get in a hot tub of water, and I feel the sleep. I couldn't even hardly get out the tub sometimes, just to get away from the abuse, just to get away from the pain, from the memories, and all of the scars. That no matter how much I was trying to heal it, how much I was crying out for help, I could never get them thorns out of me that had been just jugged in me all my life. So I said, you know what, this is not healthy. I'm surprised I'm even alive, because if you do that too long, it not only would mess with your heart, but it can mess with your organs and everything. And so I had to, this is what you see and what you're hearing of me for the last 3 months. It's me learning to cater to me. Me learning to look in the mirror and without makeup and say I like myself. Because I used to think, oh, you got a spot on your face, and I would just focus on that spot, and I would put on makeup that even matched sometimes, just to have people not mention the spot, but the spot was in my psyche now. It was in my subconscious because it had been, they were always finding something to blame to get me out of their world. When you can see, when God give you the ability to see, when you don't understand how it is that you know what somebody about to say and they say it and you say it with them and you don't know them from Adam, they begin to, you say, well, God showed me this. I mean, I didn't give myself. How did I know that you was hiding this over here? I remember one time, let's give you an example before I close. I went to a revival with a friend and we got there and this lady, Evangelist Grimmett, and she was up on the pulpit and she was saying that she lost some money. She said, y'all please pray. Immediately while she was talking, I went into her house in my spirit and I went to her drawer. She had this beautiful cherry oak drawer, like the three drawers in the middle and two wide ones here. And she had a top drawer where she kept her oh yeah, I got chills, y'all, underwear in, and she had took the money and balled it up and folded up under her underwear. And she had said to herself, I'll get it later. She was keeping it. I'm not going to say she was hiding from the church, but what I'm going to say is she was hiding it. And so she had hid it so much she hid herself. So the next night, it was 3-night revival. The next night, I said to someone, will you let them know I know where it is? And so I was bold, and I kept saying to somebody, I said, she says she have know where your money is. And so she brought the mic to me, and I'm sure people say, these people crazy. She come back the third night and said, I found it. It was exactly where that young lady was at. I was like 20-something years old. So I know that so just imagine having this in your life and you in a relationship with somebody like me. And so you're saying X, Y, and Z, and I already know that you're lying. X, Y, and Z been read out. That wasn't the truth. And I can tell you, a narcissistic person will turn around and take this truth, knowing that it's truth, and they will beat your relationship. If you are, whether you are with God who gifted you, they'll, oh, God ain't told you that, whatever. It's always trying to berate you. Your education don't mean nothing because then they're feeling threatened because you decided you want to better yourself. So you go and get degrees, whatever. Oh, because you got degrees, you think I'm smarter than me. That's what they do. And even parents would do that to their children with a narcissistic mindset. It's always, if it's not about them, if it's not about their world, it's not about you hooraying them and lifting them up, then you get cut down. Your environment at your job get cut down. You find out you're like, I'm working in a toxic place. Everywhere you go, that spirit is somewhere, and it's time for you to cut it off and say, hey, maybe you don't supposed to leave your marriage or relationship, whatever, but you got to get stronger than that spirit. It's a spirit, y'all. I'm telling you, I just had to share this tonight. It is a spirit, and sometimes it will follow you. I've been telling you about my childhood. I've been telling, no matter how many awards I won, how many basketball trophies I bought, I was never celebrated. My birthday was never important. So people now, like at work the other day, my boss was there, and I said, you didn't even remember my birthday. And he said, oh, happy birthday then. And it was okay because I didn't celebrate it like people. But the next day, two of my coworkers brought me this beautiful Japanese plant. I always wanted one with the white leaves. And they brought me these bundt cakes and cupcakes, and I shared them. But just imagine being in a place where you're not even considered. I mean, the only thing you're good for is what they can get you to do for them. And if it's not about you lifting them up, it's not about you glorifying them, don't you ever tell them they're wrong, because they're like a bunch of roving wolves. They're ready to cut you to the core. But I want to just tell my subscribers, my friends, and those who may even decide to subscribe me, please start taking care of yourself. You don't have but one life. Can you imagine living all of the life that you get the oxygen to live and to only realize that you wasted away trying to satisfy everyone else? A whole life has been about pleasing them and making sure that they're happy, making sure that everything is right for them, even if your world is falling apart. They can't even discern that you're broken. They can't discern those last words that they sent out of their mouth to you cut you so deep you don't know if you can even lift yourself up to walk again. They see you moving thinking that everything is okay. We all right. I apologize. It's all good. But how many of us know that those wounds are so deep it's going to take more than a day, more than a week, more than a month, more than a year to get all of that crust and all of that soot and all of that phlegm and everything in you out. And it's going to take you being in a place mentally where you are okay. When you can say, I'm okay with myself now. So yeah, I wear a size 16. Yeah, I'm getting older. Yeah, okay, I'm good. And you got to learn how to cater yourself. Cater yourself is finding a book with positive affirmations and begin to speak them into your life. And you keep speaking that till you begin to envision you. You got to begin to speak into your life, begin to envision. You might not want a journal. That's fine. But find you a revenue, something that can rebuild what's been broken. And like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, but stay grounded and stay focused. Cater to you. Buy yourself a card and write it. I love you because you're this. Or I love you just because. And keep it by your bed. Keep it somewhere where you can see it. If nobody else tell you the rest of your life, I love you. You are so, I got chills telling y'all this. You're sowing into your spiritual ground and it's going to produce a harvest. Where you thought you was a failure, you begin to come up with all types of creative ideas. You might want to start a YouTube channel or a TikTok channel. All of a sudden you're not even worried about what they're going to think. It's going to become so important to you, so embodied into you that other people are going to be resonated by it. Their lives going to be touched by it. It may be just to cook a pot pie from scratch. Most people don't even know how to cook from scratch. And you decide to make creations like that. And you talk to them while you're making these things. And you're teaching them. You're giving them teaching lessons. Why you don't put so much salt on something. That means be graceful when you speak to people. You take your natural experience and you give them a spiritual foresight. So it can happen, my friends. And I don't know if I'm coming back in, but I just felt led to do. I hadn't even took my bath. I just wanted to share something. I just wanted to say I love you and let you know that you're okay and you matter. And that you may not understand everything that works, that happens. But just know that you're here for a cause. And don't let anyone else make you feel like you need to drive off a bridge. I will never let my mind take me to that place again because of a narcissistic mindset. Because of somebody else, their unhappiness with themselves. I will not let them put poison in my mind again to make me believe that my life has no significance. It has no relevance. You are important. Shoshan, I know you there. I don't know. I know you did because I see a heart going. I don't know if that's her only, but thank you all for listening to me. I didn't mean to be that long. I was going to be shorter, but God bless you. And I'm looking so forward to the day, and it's coming, y'all, where I'm going to walk in my purpose. And y'all, I'm telling you, you up for a treat. And I'm not boasting in arrogance. I'm telling you what I know. That he has anointed my tongue with wisdom. And so if I can just get to that place, I'm telling you, where I can regroup myself every day after all this poisonous stuff I have to deal with for 9 hours, sometimes 16-hour shifts, y'all. I work 2 jobs just to try to keep things flowing. But I still have to remember to cater to myself, to not put myself first. Yes, it's not about making everybody else rich. It's not about making everybody else happy. It's about you finding your solace in you. It's about you finding your solace in you. It's about you finding your now in you. What am I here for? And you don't give up until you get your foot so deep in the sand that you don't allow nothing, no wind, no waves. We talking spiritual. Nothing, not even poverty, stop you from envisioning your destiny. Because you matter. And when you know that you matter, then you know it's okay to be you. As long as you being you is not causing harm to others, it's causing your children to want to run from home. I'm telling you a testimony one day. I'm going to give it to you. When all 8 of your children rather be on drugs or run away from home than to be alive and to be in your presence because you have put them in such hell, shooting guns at them and all this stuff because you felt because you was grown and you was the mama or you was the father that you had a right to put that type of torment and trauma in your children's life where they would rather go get married at 13, 14 years old than to be in the house with you. And if you ever with people, whether it's a female or a male or employer, I'm telling you, it's a terrible place to be. You're on constant pins and needles. It messes with your relationships outside of your environment that you're in. You find yourself want to push people away. You don't want to deal with all of people want to control your time. They want to control your mind. They want to control your life. They want to tell you what you should be when you say, no, this is what I want to be. Instead of saying, hey, be that. I'm right here. I got your back. Instead, they make you feel like everything you say or think It's something wrong with it unless they put their 2 cents in it. Sometimes I learned the best thing for a friend to do, the best thing for a lover to do, the best thing for anyone to do for others they say in love is learn to when to speak and when not to. Learn to hold your tongue, even if it's something you think is the most important and most prestigious thought. Sometimes, until you learn the heart of another person, until you learn the ins and out, and if a person tell you who they are, as a true friend, as a true love, as a true whatever, you take out time to listen and to hear them. Right? All right, guys, y'all be blessed. God bless you. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, comment. I tell y'all, that's hard for me to do. It's hard for me to ask that. It's like I'm begging. I think that's a part of my area that I have to work on. But God bless you. Bye-bye.